I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
The bill was deeply unpopular with members of the DFL caucus. Members have repeatedly expressed frustration that the bill was part of a compromise, one that would ensure the necessary GOP votes to pass the rest of the state budget.
We are tremendously disappointed and gut-wrenched at this decision, at this compromise that compromises our communities that are most vulnerable.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right to be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry. I think that their job was to make folks who voted for that bill feel like crap, and I think that they succeeded.
What's up, Solutionary? Maj 2 right here. Now, that was Melissa Hortman, who was shot and killed. That was her breaking down in tears in front of cameras after siding with Republicans. I know, party politics, right? Now, on one hand, you would say, oh man, that's her political opposition. What did she side with them on? She was basically the lone Democrat who voted against cutting health care for access for adult illegal immigrants. Okay, I want to say that very clearly. She sided with Republicans in a part of a package deal to say, hey, adult unlawful people that are here should not have health care access. And she said in there, she quoted, I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota. Now, Hortman and her husband were killed shortly after this video was taken in their home. Now, I don't think that she was nervous or anything like that. I've heard a few people say it looked like she was scared. It wasn't that. I think that she really believes that unlawful immigrants into America should have access to that type of health care. Now, wherever you land on it is where you land on it. But I think she was distraught by that and kind of like crossing party lines to get some other things done. Welcome to politics. But that's what happens when everything is about the party as opposed to what the Constitution says, limiting government and increasing the quality of life for Americans. But anyway, Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman was also killed in a separate home attack. A shooter going around supposedly had a list of people shooting politicians that was in opposition. Now, he was impersonating a police officer, which is all levels of kind of weird to me. This guy had an SUV painted like a police car, and he was seen leaving Hortman's home when a passing by officer just investigated. All right. And then he got into it with the police officer. He opened fire and then he ran. Now, they found a manifesto and flyers for the anti-Trump, No Kings protest that's going on across the country. They was found in that same SUV. And it's like, again, it was painted to look like a police vehicle. And that manifesto allegedly had a list of other politicians who were political targets. Now, as of this recording, that manifesto has not been presented. I don't know what it is. Some of this shit look always very suspect to me. When I hear there's a manifesto and the media won't, or the police won't release the manifesto and all of this other stuff, I always get like, it just looks questionable to me. Even down to having the list, knowing who was going to be home at certain times, so forth and so on. All of that looks suspect to me. But anyway, that suspected assassin is Vance Bolter, if I'm saying his name right. And ironically, because, media tries to package it as always just these shooters as Republicans. And this dude was actually a political appointee of Governor Tim Walz. That Tim Walz, the Democrat that was about to be the vice president. And she just, again, was killed by this guy because she voted against free health care for people in America unlawfully. And as more information comes out, obviously we'll get more information on it. But as it stands right now, that's kind of like what it looks like. Listen, this is yet another reason why every single American, including politicians, because politicians try to feel like they act like they untouchable. They got like the ring. They got, hey, I'm a politician, or they got private security at the Capitol, at the building. But if you a target, you still an American. And this violence comes fast, and it is not associated with one political side of the aisle. So this is just yet another reason why every American, including politicians, should be armed. Do not think that this is just isolated to one party. Don't think that. If you anti-gun and you a Democrat And if you may have supported these politicians that were unfortunate, and their spouses that were killed in their home, you kind of like are saying that they should not have had the means to defend themselves. And I, as a pro-gun person, 1000% wish they would have had the means to defend themselves. And this is the reason why we make our classes. We made them online. We make these firearms basics classes available to everyone. Curriculum comes right to your inbox. You can study along with it, have it forever. The videos are taken at your own pace. You can go to work, come back, stop, pause, come back, all of that. It's tons of info, and it's only $20. This argument that because you are a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or a libertarian and you should not have a gun because of that's your ethos, the person like this weirdo attempted to come kill you for political disagreement, they don't care if you anti-gun or not, because they use a gun, and if they're Democrats and they're fighting that way, they're using a gun even though their party is generally anti-gun. So you should get involved. Hit the link below, sign up for the class. It is accessible, it is inexpensive, and it's tons of information. Share it with your family, everybody. It's only $20. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of BGM and the Solutionary University. Hope to see you in a class soon. Be safe. Be solutionary.